Welcome to News Around, the channel where the spotlight never fades and where stories behind the fame find their real voices. If you love hearing about the untold sides of your favorite celebrities, you're in the right place. Remember to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you truly want to support our growing community, make sure to click the join button to stand with us as we bring you stories that touch both heart and mind. Once again, Istanbul's heartbeat pulsed through the city's veins, bright lights, flashing cameras, laughter echoing through the marble halls of an elegant awards ceremony. It was supposed to be a night of glamour, applause, and celebration. But in a single fleeting moment, something deeper than fame, more powerful than applause, took over the night. It became a test not of stardom, but of humanity. And at the center of it all stood one of Turkey's brightest stars, Çağatay Ulusoy. Known across continents for his effortless charm and soulful performances, Çağatay has always been more than an actor to his fans. To many, he is a symbol of grace, of quiet power, of humility wrapped in charisma. His journey from the beloved The Girl Named Feriha to international success has been paved with passion and integrity. Yet, even for someone adored by millions, fame has its weight, and that night in Istanbul, the price of fame became painfully visible. The event hall gleamed with the energy of excitement as celebrities arrived one by one. Fans stood in rows outside, holding banners, phones, and trembling hands just for a glimpse of their idol. When Çağatay finally appeared, the atmosphere erupted. Cheers filled the street, and the actor, as always, greeted everyone with a modest wave and that unforgettable smile. But in a heartbeat, calm turned to chaos. One fan, unable to contain their emotions, broke through the security barrier and rushed toward him. Gasps spread across the crowd, security intervened, and for a split second, the actor's safety seemed at risk. The incident, captured by dozens of cameras, spread like wildfire on social media. Within hours, Çağatay Ulusoy was trending worldwide. But what captured the world's attention wasn't the invasion of his space, it was his reaction. Or rather, his non-reaction. Those who know him closely say that moment reflected the true Çağatay, a man who believes dignity is louder than words. And as the videos circulated online, people began to debate. Some called his silence weakness. Others saw it as a reflection of deep self-control. Yet, overwhelmingly, the world admired his restraint. Because in today's world, where outrage travels faster than thought, choosing silence is an act of power. If you've been following us on News Around, you already know we celebrate the strength behind sensitivity. What do you think, dear viewers? Would you have stayed silent in that moment, or reacted differently? Share your thoughts below, we'd love to read them. Days passed before another beloved name stepped into the conversation. Hazal, Çağatay's longtime friend and former co-star. In a heartfelt interview, she spoke openly about the incident and condemned the disrespect shown toward her colleague. Being a public figure doesn't mean becoming public property, she said. Her words resonated deeply. Hazal shared her own experiences, moments when admiration crossed into discomfort, and reminded everyone that respect must exist even within adoration. Çağatay was graceful, as always, she continued. But no one should take that grace for granted. Their friendship, tested by time yet strengthened by mutual respect, became another highlight of this story. It was a reminder that even in the glamorous world of television, empathy is still the rarest and most valuable currency. Shortly after the uproar, something unusual happened. Çağatay Ulusoy vanished from the digital world. No new posts. No updates. His social media presence, once filled with warmth and subtle humor, went completely silent. Fans began to worry. Rumors swirled. Had the incident pushed him away from acting? Was this the breaking point of a man who had carried the weight of constant exposure for too long? Then, a week later, a post appeared. A single black and white photo accompanied by a simple but haunting caption. "I love my job. I love my fans. But I must protect myself. Fame should never become a cage." If you're still watching us here on News Around, take a moment to hit that like button if you believe that protecting one's peace is not selfish, it's necessary. In the months that followed, Çağatay retreated from the flashing lights of Istanbul and found solace once again in Italy, a place that had long become his second home. There, among cobblestone streets and gentle sea breezes, he began to rebuild himself. Locals often spotted him at small cafes, exchanging smiles with baristas or writing notes in his journal by the window. To them, he wasn't just a Turkish superstar, he was a man rediscovering his balance. Close friends revealed that he spent days walking along the coast, meditating, and reconnecting with his inner voice. No cameras, no interviews, just silence, the same silence that once made headlines, now becoming his healing companion. Then came a magazine cover that reignited the spark. "I'm making peace with my limits. I'm where I belong." That sentence hit differently. It wasn't just a celebrity comeback quote, it was a philosophy. Çağatay was no longer running toward fame, he was defining it on his own terms. Soon after, whispers began, a new series, a European production, and even rumors of Hollywood interest. Industry insiders claimed that Çağatay had received multiple offers, each more ambitious than the last. But what mattered most wasn't his next role, it was his transformation. His manager summed it up perfectly in an interview. "The incident didn't break him. It forged him. The new Çağatay is stronger, clearer, and more human than ever." This wasn't just about celebrity resilience. It was about rediscovering authenticity in a world that constantly demands performance. Çağatay Ulusoy had turned his silence into strength and in doing so, reminded millions that vulnerability is not weakness, but wisdom. What about you, viewers of News Around? Do you believe silence can be a form of resistance? Drop your comments below and don't forget to subscribe if you love seeing stories that go beyond the spotlight. The entire episode became more than a viral moment. It became a case study in emotional maturity, a reflection on how fame tests the boundaries of selfhood. Behind the handsome face and the polished charm lies a man who, like anyone else, feels fear, exhaustion, and hope. Being famous, one critic wrote, doesn't mean being invincible. And perhaps that's what makes Çağatay's journey so universally resonant. His story is not about glamour, it's about grace. Through his silence, he reminded the world that empathy still matters. That boundaries deserve respect. That an artist's worth is not only measured by applause but by authenticity. And so, as the lights fade on this story, we at News Around want to thank every viewer who believes in compassion, respect, and humanity behind fame. Remember, applauding an artist is easy, but understanding them is where true admiration lies. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to News Around for more inspiring stories from the world of entertainment. And if you wish to go the extra mile, click the join button to become part of our growing family that celebrates not only the stars but the souls behind them. Because sometimes, the loudest voice in the room is silence.